Stickweed.
You want to dance, Ronnie? I want a polka.
If you like pina coladas, get caught in the rain. If you're not into yoga, if you have half a brain, if you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the cape.
Hey everyone, this is Chef Butters, and this is going to be a video on how much does your weapon skill actually matter in classic WoW, and how to equate how much hit you need to not miss a mob. I'm going to make this as simple as I possibly can so everyone figure out how much hit they will need to be optimum in any PvE environment. It is so much appreciated if you guys throw that sub button, ring that bell so you can get updated on any time that I post a video on any guides, and when classic comes out, you'll get updated when I start posting my PvP videos. Thank you guys so much. Let's jump right in. All right, so right off the bat, let's talk about the overview of things here. We need to figure out a couple different things. We need to figure out how much the defensive skill the mob has and how much weapon skill you have. These are the two main factors that you need to decide. How do you figure these factors out? Well, it's actually extremely easy, so listen carefully. Defensive skill, you can calculate by this. The mob's level, let's say the mob is at level 62, and you then multiply that by 5. And that is all it takes to achieve the mob's defensive level. Now, if you are an orc or you are a human, obviously, as a human, you get extra weapon skill to maces and swords, extra 5, and for orc, you get an extra 5 through your weapon specialization. How much does that actually affect? That is what we're going to figure out right now, and it's actually more than you know. So once you've figured out your weapon skill and the mob's defensive skill, you take up this formula here. First off, you take defensive skill minus your weapon skill. So let's say that I am a orc, okay? I have an axe, and because of that, I have 5 extra specialization. I now have, at level 60, most likely should have 305 weapon skill. I will take the defensive skill of the mob. In this case, we will use a mob of 63, level 63 value, right? That will make the defensive skill of that mob 315. My weapon skill as an orc with an axe will now be 305. So I'll take the defensive skill minus the weapon skill, which leaves me with 10. I now take that 10 and times it by 0.1, which gives me 1. I now add that to the 5% in the formula, which will now equate to 6. Okay, we're left with 6%. What does that 6% mean? All that means is you need 6% hit on your character to not miss an attack on that mob. Because of that extra 5 weapon skill on this orc, because you have 305, you now need 3 less hit percent off your items, which can help immensely. So now, if you are an orc going in with an axe to molten core, you technically need 6% hit off your weapons. If you're an undead, you will need 9%, right? And that is all that it takes to figure out that. Going into the second bracket, well, let's figure out what happens now if you're greater than 10. So for example, let's say defensive skill of the mob is 315 minus your weapon skill, which we will now say 300 because we're playing an undead, for example. You're left with 15. All right, so we're greater than 10. So now we're using the second bracket formula because we are greater than 10 on the difference. So we will take the defensive skill, 315 minus the weapon skill of 300, which will leave us with 15. We'll use 15 minus 10, which will give us 5. Now we do 5 times 0.4, which is 2. So 2 plus 7 equals 9. So now we are in need of having 9 hit. Because of the weapon skill, that can make a huge difference. Considering that the biggest item that you'll ever be able to achieve trying to get your pre-raid base gear will be like plus 2% hit. That's a huge deal. You could possibly get more DPS because of this, because you don't need the hit gear. You can just go more for the focused DPS gear. And that is how much it matters to have hit ratios and not. Obviously, it's not necessary. You can get more hit, no worries, but it can make a huge difference and to make your life a lot easier as well. If you guys like this video, it is so much appreciated if you do throw that sub button. Go check out Mosen's video if you're interested in more details. He talks exactly what I talked about. I think I tried to break it down a little bit nicer for you guys. And he also starts to go talk about glancing blows, because weapon skill starts to affect glancing blows. And what you can actually do is, with a higher weapon skill, it actually increases your damage when you do hit a glancing blow. But you can go check out his video if you want to know more about that. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day. Cheers.